So what is the most joyful part of being a pastor and the most frustrating part of being a pastor? Well, I mean, conveniently, that's two sides of the same coin. The most joyful part of being a pastor is when I get to sit down with people who have questions about how to grow as a disciple of Jesus, questions about theology, questions about their life with God, questions about faith, questions about the Bible, or anything in relation to them growing as a disciple of Jesus. Whenever I can be with people in that way and offer some help, obviously that to me is the most exhilarating part of pastoral ministry. On the flip side of that coin, the most frustrating part is that pastoral ministry, especially here in the West, it's turned into sort of a corporate thing. In fact, if you're a pastor, maybe you're watching this and you've had the experience of being called the CEO of your church. Now, I have nothing against different kinds of pastoral models, but most people that entered pastoral ministry and were called to the pastorate weren't called to be anything like the CEO of a church. Now, what does that mean, CEO of the church? It means that the pastor's engaged in really managing and overseeing with committees and different structures, depending on the denomination that you're in, the overall life of the church, including the finances and facilities and staffing issues, all of which are important, but none of which a pastor went to seminary in order to do to pursue their calling. And it's frustrating because it's become so ingrained into the culture of many churches that the primary expectation of what a pastor should be doing revolves around those things related to the church. So it revolves around the finances and the trustee or facilities work and all those things. And indeed, this week I just had a meeting with a lady who was so apologetic about wasting my time, and when I asked her why she thought she was wasting my time or why she thought I was so busy, she kind of alluded to the fact that she knows how much stuff is going on in the church, and she knows how much I have on my plate, etc. And so I just thought about that, like, man, I'm here to help people grow as disciples. I'm here to help people discover what God is like so that they can live more faithful lives. But the people who have questions related to that don't want to come because they think that they'd be bothering me with those questions. And I think the reverse should be true. It should be the financial stuff and the building stuff and all those other important matters. Those should be the things that people think, well, let me not bother the pastor with that because hopefully the pastor is too busy engaging with people who want to learn more about God and grow as disciples of Jesus. But the model that we've existed under, at least within the United Methodist tradition for so long, is a model that requires the pastor to resemble something like a CEO. Not in pay, just in practice, you know what I mean? So that'd be my answer to that question. The frustrating part is what pastoral ministry looks like in the eyes of most people. The most joyful part would be those opportunities when I actually get to sit down with people and help them grow and answer questions they have, or just listen to them and listen to the journey of what God has done in their life. Indeed, that's why I started making these videos again on YouTube, because it really fuels my soul. This is food for my soul when I get to answer anybody's question. So, John Wesley has this famous saying where he said, "The world is my parish." That brother didn't even have an Instagram account. He was saying that. So I thought, well, listen, if you want to engage with people who are hungry for God, or at least curious about spirituality, there's so many people out there. So you need to get on a platform and make yourself accessible to the people who have a longing for God in that way. So if you're watching these videos, whether you're a member of my church or you're not a member of my church, but you have questions, feel free to drop me a line. I'd be happy to help you in any way that I can. So keep on asking the questions. Peace and goodness.